We're now ready to precisely define an infinite limit. We're going to look at a couple different situations. First of all, let f be a function defined on some interval from a to infinity, and we're going to look at the limit as x approaches infinity of f of x, and we say it equals infinity if for every positive number m there's a corresponding positive number n, such that if x is greater than n, then f of x is greater than m. So this is saying as we approach infinity, the limit is unbounded and also approaches infinity if, for any m that we choose, we can find an n such that if we have an x value greater than n, the function value is always larger than our m. So if we try to find a finite limit m, we could always find this value n such that any x greater than that will cause the function value to be greater than m. If we move the m up, we would just need to move the n so that now any x greater than n, again the function value would be above m. So therefore the limit we say equals infinity because there is not a finite limit. So as we look at the limit as x approaches 0 of 1 over x squared, we can see that if I choose any number m, and I would say that it has a finite limit here, you can see that I can choose a delta so that x minus 0 in this case less than delta. So if we're in this range and we go find the function, it's going to be greater than this m. Suppose f is defined for all x near a if f of x grows arbitrarily large for all x sufficiently close but not equal to a, then the limit as x approaches a of f of x equals infinity. So this is essentially telling us what we just saw here. If we get sufficiently close to x and f of x grows arbitrarily large, whatever we try and put as a finite limit on it, we can find a delta sufficiently close to x such that the function value is larger than this finite limit, and so we then say the limit equals infinity. And then the analogous case, if f of x is negative and grows arbitrarily large in magnitude for all x sufficiently close but not equal to a, then we say the limit as x approaches a of f of x equals negative infinity, and we just say that as approaches negative infinity. In both cases, the limit does not exist as it's because it is an infinite limit. We can't give it a finite value, but we do say that the limit equals infinity or negative infinity. So we're just seeing there as we get closer and closer to a, f of x is becoming larger and larger in the positive case here, or in the negative case here. So let's look at an example. We want to evaluate the limit as x approaches 1 of this function and as x approaches negative 1 by looking at the graph. So first of all, we can see as we approach 1, as I approach from the right, we can see that the function value is getting larger and larger, approaching infinity. As I approach from the left, same thing, and so we say that the limit as x approaches 1 is infinity. If we're looking at negative 1, as we get closer to negative 1, we see that the function values are becoming larger and larger negatively, and as we approach from the left, the same thing, and so we say this limit equals negative infinity. We're now ready to officially define a vertical asymptote in terms of limits. The limit as x approaches a of f of x is either positive or negative infinity, or if we approach a from the right hand side or a from the left hand side and we get positive or negative infinity, then the line x equals a is called a vertical asymptote of f. So we know that the limit as x approaches any line x equals a, we would have a vertical asymptote if that limit is plus or minus infinity, either approaching from both sides or from the left or from the right. So let's look at the graph here and see the vertical lines x equal 1 and x equal 3 that are asymptotes of this function. And as we approach 1, we see as we approach from the right, we are approaching infinity. As we approach from the left, we're approaching infinity, and therefore we would say this limit is infinity. Now for 3, as we approach from the left, we see that we're heading down this way, and so this would be negative infinity. And the limit as we approach 3, because as we approach from the right, we're going towards infinity, and as we approach from the left, we're going to negative infinity. For this one, we would say does not exist. The fraction a over b grows arbitrarily large in magnitude if b approaches 0 while a remains non-zero and relatively constant. So this is explaining that phenomena, that vertical asymptote. So if we're looking at the denominator, b is approaching 0, then we know that the function is approaching infinity or negative infinity, provided that the numerator is not 0 and remains relatively constant.